Hey YouTubers, just got back from my trip out to Las Vegas where I attended the Amazon Web Services reInvent conference. Really what this video is about is not where I was, but the fact that I did a trip. I went to Las Vegas, I took an airline flight to get there, etc. And this is about how I used my MindShift BackLight 26L backpack to carry my gear. So this is really just a sort of hopefully quick what was in my bag when I did this traveling to demonstrate what you can take. And I didn't fill this bag up by any stretch, so keep that in mind. This is just what I happened to take on this trip. Okay, first things first, I'm showing the tripod attached here on the side. I didn't carry it this way, so that's a confession. You can carry it this way. I wanted to demonstrate this while I had the bag kind of set up with some contents in it. This is one alternative, and this tripod that I have set up here is a Benro, I think it's a 2680 Travel Angel, and I have a Arca Swiss P0 head on it. So down at this end, it's not the most compact thing in the world, but I was able to slide the head and two legs into what's really, more likely a water bottle carrier on this side. But because of this, the way this compression strap is set up here, I could strap it to the side, and it's very secure here. So that's one alternative. MindShift has designed in a custom tripod carrying setup for the front of the bag, and I'm going to show that in a minute. So I've taken the tripod out of the side, and I've kind of cinched it up a little bit. Now I'm going to show you the specific tripod carrying location on the front of the bag. I've got this pocket here. I showed this in the unboxing. And then up here, there's a specific strap to keep the tripod in place when it's on the front of the bag. So I'll set that up real quick. Okay, now I've got the tripod set up on the front of the bag using the custom features of the bag. It's got the leg cup down here. It's got two sets of straps, so the tripod is on there very solidly. One thing I had to do, though, because of the height of the bag and the way these straps work, is I actually uninverted the tripod. This tripod has an inverted storage design, so it's real short. But it's so short that you can't really use it on the front. So I flipped it around. That's what the sped up part of the video was showing. And now I've got it on the front of the bag, and it's very, very secure here. So it's a really nice feature. Now, moving on to the actual contents of the bag. Okay, so that's it for tripod stuff. On the trip, I was always carrying a water bottle, not necessarily this big, but this water bottle fits in here very easily, as you can see. So you could carry plenty of water with you. Now in the front, I generally just use this pocket for stuffing stuff in that I wanted to get to quickly. I've got a Cliff Bar still in there. This conference was so huge and so crowded, it was like hard to get around, so I had to carry snacks because I couldn't take time for lunch. So I generally threw stuff in there. I would throw my iPad in there sometimes too. Speaking of my iPad, I had that. There's a specific space here in this layer, and I showed this in the unboxing, but I didn't throw my iPad in there. There's a specific iPad pocket in here, and this is a regular iPad Air 2. So that fits very easily in there. I threw a magazine on for reading on the plane. There's plenty of room for other stuff in here. And then in this, there's another pocket in here specifically for a laptop. And this is big enough, I believe, to hold a 17-inch laptop. Maybe it's a 15. I'll put an annotation down to let you know that for sure. So that's it for this front pocket. It has a couple of pen holders here and a real thin pocket, maybe for like business cards or something. You couldn't put much in there. That is one comment I have about the bag. I kind of wish on this panel right here it had more hanging pockets that had a little more space in them, sort of pouch-like things that were sewn on. I could have used that to organize a little better, but it wasn't a major problem. What I did was I tended to put stuff that I wanted to put in here in sub bags. So it's an organizational principle. I just used other types of small bags to organize stuff that I threw into these bigger pockets. This is the bag that came with a little Thunderbolt charging cable, like a 6-inch charging cable. I bought 3 of them. And I like the bags as much as I like the short cables. So for stuff like my headphones, some tissues, chapstick, etc., I would just throw those in here and throw that in this big pocket, and it was easy to pull out, or I'd throw it up front. That worked out really well. Okay, so that's it for accessory pockets. Let's get into the real stuff. This is probably why you tuned into the video. So, what's actually in the bag? So I didn't actually take a lot of gear. You can see I have quite a bit of room here, and I didn't even bother trying to pack everything in super efficiently. I just moved the panels around, or the dividers around, just a little bit, it worked out really great. So let me turn this around and I'll show you what's in here. It's my A7 Mark II with the battery grip and an L bracket on it, or an L plate. And on the front of it, I rented this lens because I was curious about it. This is the 16 to 35 f4, the Zeiss lens. It's a pretty good size lens, fairly hefty, and that's why I wanted to bring the grip, because it makes it a whole lot easier to handle the camera with a good size lens on it. And as I'm showing, that just drops in. It fits perfectly. It is right to the edge of the bag. Doesn't push out at all. It's a perfect fit. So that was really great. Let's see if I can do this without busting my camera. In here I have the 35-2.8. I brought this just for slightly lower light conditions, just in case. Here I took one of the dividers and made it into a door and secured my... I actually didn't travel this way. I actually traveled with the 16 to 35 in here, and since it's a rental, I wanted to make sure it was very secure. So I used this door to secure it on the way out. On the way back, I just left it on the camera. Anyway, I took my 55 f1.8 for lower light situations. Never actually used either of these lenses. I shot that 16 to 35 the whole time. Blower. And here I kind of made another little door. It didn't work quite so well just because of the way the felt is organized in here. And that was just so I could throw my office keys. These are the things I use to access our systems and so forth when I'm working. And just in case, I took this stuff. So I made a little secure kind of pouch for that in here. And then here is my little Sony HVM yada 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 flash. Sony has the worst model names, but it's the little flat pack flash, which I also never used. But it was so easy just to throw it in here that I did. Okay, so remember I was talking about kind of sub bags, smaller bags. One of the greatest things was the way the interior is organized. You have this kind of slim pocket here, and I pulled out a divider and made room for 2 of these Think Tank, what are they called? Cable management bags. And they have 3 different sizes of these. These are the 10 size. They have 10, 20, and 30. This is awesome. So you just slide these babies in here, and they're secure, and they hold all the loose stuff that you might want to take along. I used one for laptop and iPad duties. I'll do a better review on these bags themselves, I think. I've got a USB charger in here. I've got for my little 12-inch MacBook. I've got the adapter cable so I could plug my SD card into it. I've got the chargers for the laptop and the iPad, etc., etc. I've got that kind of computery stuff in here. And in this one, I have all my camera stuff. So I've got Think Tank battery carrier, SD card carrier. I've got my remote for my camera, another plate in case I want to take the L plate off, and just that kind of stuff, you know, camera, etc. So this all fit in there really beautifully. And as I said, I didn't take the tripod on the bag, so that saved me some weight carrying it around the airport. And I believe it came out to 14.5 or 15 pounds without the water. And in terms of carrying and carrying comfort, it was awesome. It was really good. I didn't carry it around the first day of the conference. After I learned that I needed to on the second day of the conference so I could carry snacks and water and so forth around, I carried it the whole second day. I didn't take the full load, so I probably had more like 12 pounds, 11 pounds in it. It was great. I loved it. I was glad I had it. So on the plane, I had an Airbus A320, both directions. That doesn't have a lot of under seat storage. I tried to fit the bag under seat this way, and it seemed like it would barely fit. Like I got it under there. There was no room for your feet or anything, but it would fit. It was just tight. You had to kind of shove it in. But fitting overhead compartments, super easy. Fit in great. And that's not a particularly big plane, A320. And I was able to put it in with the top facing out so I could reach in and get stuff out of it, and it fit in nicely. There was some extra room in front of it in the overhead compartment. So it's very compact to carry on a plane. The other note is we flew Frontier, and Frontier wants you to pay for a carry-on if your bag is of a certain size. Don't tell Frontier this bag is bigger than that rule, but I took it on and didn't pay for the carry-on. So that worked out well. I just made sure I had it over one shoulder and made it look light. So worked out well. Really, all I can say is the bag did everything I wanted it to do and could have done more. I could have put more stuff in there. So I'm really a big fan of this bag right now, and just wanted to share that with you. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.